Why do Muslim governments never help Palestine? I mean, like, really help them. I'm not talking about empty words, I'm not talking about empty rhetoric, I'm not talking about releasing some kind of meaningless statement, I'm not even talking about sending money. What do you expect the people of Palestine to do with your money? Are they going to throw the coin at the occupiers? Palestine requires real help. It requires the mobilization of the armies of the Muslim world. But the Muslim governments never move the armies. Why? Saudi is very willing to mobilize its armies for Yemen because that's for its own nationalistic interest. Pakistan is very willing to mobilize its armies against its own people and against Muslims in Afghanistan because that's for its own political interest. Turkey is very quick to mobilize its army against the Kurds and is very quick to give its drones to the war in Ukraine because that's for its own political interest. Egypt is very willing to mobilize its own army against its own people because that's for its own political interest. Jordan has been using its own army and security forces to stop its own people, the Jordanian Muslims, from going towards the border of Palestine. Think about it. These Muslim governments have only ever used the armies that they have under them against the cause of Islam. Why? Because they and the systems which they implement have nothing to do with Islam. They've never been based on Islam. I don't give a damn what the constitution of Saudi or Pakistan or any of these other Muslim nations claims to rule by, because there ain't Islam that they're ruling by. These are secular nation states whose only concern is their own interest, is their own protection, is their own political aspiration, and anything which may affect that. Palestine doesn't come on their radar. That's why you will never ever see them mobilize their armies for the sake of Palestine. Unless and until you have a government and a system which is implementing the Islamic Khilafah, then and only then will you see the Muslim world helping Palestine in the way that it should be helped.